SandCity Sports, how you doing on this Saturday evening? Our live streams are looking good. Let's just go ahead and turn them over. IG is good. Let's get the Facebook in order. Let's get the Facebook straightened out. Okay. We have a championship bout this evening. Davis, Javante, the Tank versus Roach. We're going to check in with that. Get this in. We are SandCity Sports. Hope everybody out there is doing well. Let's go ahead and save that. Get that lined up. Sometimes you have to refresh. Very good, very good. So that is on point. Yes, indeed. Twitter is on point. And let's bring it over here. YouTube is correct. Everybody's doing well. Last but not least, Twitch. Oh boy. You know what this is. Go ahead and log in on Twitch. Oh my goodness. Twitch demands, they say we need a verification code from your email address. Which means hold on. I got some emails to check. They want the code. Here's the code. Do a little copy and paste action. And we're rocking and rolling on the Twitch. Yes, I got it. Stream manager's good. Welcome to SandCity Sports. To the business. Your host, the Cape Cod Kid, artist formerly known as Andre King. Yes, indeed. And we're back again to bring you all the sports and current events, news stories that you need to know. How's everybody out there doing? We all coming at you live on this Saturday evening, okay? 9:30-ish on the East Coast. Lot to get to for this weekend edition of SandCity Sports. We're going to talk some college hoops. All right, the Johnnies. St. John's, the Red Storm, formerly the Red Men, the Red Storm, under the capable leadership of Rick Pitino, have won their first Big East championship since '85. What? Since the Big East was the Big East? Since the Patrick Ewing, Chris Mullin, Pearl Washington days. So that's something notable. Glad to see prosperity having been brought back to Jamaica Plains, where St. John's University is. So we have to talk about that, right? The changing landscape of college athletics. We're going to talk about women's college hoops and the UConn Huskies and their march possibly back to the national championship. They put a beating on the Dawn Staley-led South Carolina Gamecocks recently in this conversation about Ozzie Fudd, who number one overall prospect when she came out of high school, has been injured. Okay, so she's not right with her class. Beckers as well. Those players have had injuries, and so they have further eligibility. So will Ozzie Fudd come back to UConn, or will she parachute over to the WNBA? It's really a serious question with NIL, and Ozzie could possibly make as much, if not more, staying at UConn than they're moving forward to the WNBA. I'm kind of leaning towards them going for the chip this year. Nothing guaranteed because Juju was on that beat for the South University of Southern California Trojans are in the mix. Obviously, Dawn Staley hasn't gone anywhere. Notre Dame, is in the mix. The North Carolina Wolfpack got a big win. So on the women's side, and again, we the Hoopers out there, the basketball people, if you love hoops, then you love the women's game, the WNBA, college, the whole 9 yards. We done talked about the White Mamba, Diana Taurasi, retiring. We're going to get back into that. Talked about some of the greats from yesteryear, the 80s, the Medina Dixons of the world, the pride of Boston, Massachusetts, the Cheryl Millers of the world. So just the rich tradition and history. But we will be looking at UConn and where they are, specifically Ozzie Fudd, and what she is going to do going forward. The NBA, and we have some games on right now. So we're going to do some boxing, and then we got some games on that we have to get to. Interestingly enough, what was it? The Milwaukee Bucks are playing against the Philadelphia 76ers tonight, right? Should have been a marquee game, but the 76ers are in rebuild tank mode. But we'll touch on the NBA and a couple other things. So I hope everybody out there is doing well. I've had a good day. We have some nice weather as we get the game on. Let me make sure the game is on. Nice weather here in the Northeast, seasonal out there. So was able to get out, to move around. Right now we got a good matchup. We got Memphis and San Antonio that we'll be keeping touch with. But we're also and my New York Knicks got a quality dub. My New York Knicks got a quality victory. Stephon Castle doing what he does. Third quarter, what do we got here? Actually, Memphis is down 12 at home against the upstart San Antonio Spurs. So they got to get their act together because Memphis is in a nip and tuck battle at the top of the Western Conference, right? Memphis is right there in terms of, jockeying for position. Now, the Western Conference is wide open with a clear favorite in Oklahoma City, 11 losses on the season. So Oklahoma City, let's not get it twisted. They're cut above the rest. We know this. But when you talk about the Memphis Grizzlies, when you talk about the Denver Nuggets, see, Denver has quietly kind of, right? So Denver's dangerous. Denver is dangerous. Are they Oklahoma City? No. You see, I had to think about that, right? I had to think about it based on, let me just let people know that we're live. I had to think about it, but I'm saying no because what did Bill Belichick say? Bill Belichick didn't say anything, actually. This is the big tuna. The big tuna. Bill Parcells say, he said, you are what your record. He says, you are what your record says you are. Let me just let folks know that SandCity is in the building. You are what your record says you are. That's right. We all want to be who we project ourselves out to be. I'm thrilled to be with you now, SandCity Sports. Okay, on a Saturday, a different edition, Saturday check-in. But you are what your record says you are. That's who you actually are, right? And the Denver Nuggets, who championship window closing, right? It seems like the Denver Nuggets championship window it's not. It has been slammed shut because everybody's talking about Boston, who gave up a big lead in an important game in the standings to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're going to talk about that. It seems, right? Denver Nuggets, Joker on his way, another all NBA first team MVP type of season. Jamal Murray is still that dude. Michael Porter Jr., right? Kind of in this, and the Michael Porter Jr.'s and the Aaron Gordons, frankly, are the ones that need to really be reclaiming their place. That's how I feel. And if is this a championship team, if anybody's going to move, it's not going to be the Joker. It's not going to be Jamal Murray. So you're talking about if it doesn't work out again, and you're not going to move those two pieces, you'd be moving on from Michael Porter Jr. Let him, maybe he wants to go somewhere else. Maybe you trade him for a guy like a Jalen Johnson. Now, right? Would the Hawks do that? I don't think so because Jalen Johnson's been unlocked under the capable leadership of Quinn Snyder, who's a very good coach. Okay, but when we're talking about the Denver Nuggets, and we're going to talk a little bit more about them. Might have to get them for you on the screen on this Saturday edition of SandCity Sports. I hope everybody out there is doing well. Okay, having a good, productive Saturday. Like, I'm saying, we had good weather in the East. We've had good weather. Let's get this up there for you on the screen. Denver Nuggets. That's not the picture that I wanted. This is the picture that I wanted. Okay? Right? You are what your record says you are. Not what your social media says. You are what your record says that you are. Okay, and them boys in Denver, second place. I like this young man a lot, Christian Braun, out of Kansas, who is an Iguodala-like player, just a glue guy. What needs to be done, coach? I can do it. You need rebounds, you need steals, you need assists. I get buckets. Plays hard. He's in tremendous shape. I like, Christian Braun, when he came into the league, we'll see if you can get that. He showed up. He was at Madison Square Garden, where he was sitting in the stands because he wasn't a lottery pick. I like how the NBA does. They got that, you know what I mean? They have, for the lottery folks, you get that extra. So you have so everything is set up. You have your own table, so on. But for everybody else, you know what I'm saying? If you're not at that level, then you're not at that level. You are what your record says you are. So Christian Braun, when he came into the league, he was sitting in the stands, and they called his name, and he had his people with it. He came out the stands to go and shake, I believe it was Adam Silver's hand, right? Did he complain? Did he poke his lip out? Did he kick up dust? Did he make a fuss because he didn't get what other players had, being in the quote unquote, the green room? No, he ain't. Nah, right? This is where I am, so this is where I'm going to be. And you look at where he is now, a contributing piece on a championship level team. Okay? Right? That's what the Utes are lacking right now. If I'm not number one, if I don't have the most followers and most likes, I'm just going to go. And it's not just the Utes. It's kind of, we're going to talk maybe a little bit about the Suns and superstar culture and KD and his burner accounts. But KD can have a burner account and he can clap back at anybody he wants because he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Right? And he's like, you're not going to deny my humanity. I'm human. All these people taking shots. I'm clapping back. Interesting point that was brought up on that, from the standpoint of, because we have our all-time conversations. We compare Michael to LeBron. We have to do this. But can you imagine Michael Jordan in the age of social media, as sensitive as he is? KD gets a lot of flack for being quote-unquote sensitive. Talking about Michael Jordan staying up all night, multiple nights with the guys because he couldn't stand losing. That goes all the way back to when he was at North Carolina. Shout out to David Halberstam in his book, Playing for Keeps, by Michael Jordan, which I read during my formative years. I have to get that for you up on the screen. David Halberstam, legendary author. Okay. As I recall, he passed away in an accident in Martha's Vineyard. Legendary author going back to the Watergate years. Okay. But his book, Playing for Keeps, talking about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had the thinnest of skin from day one, which is what led him to his greatness. No slight goes unchecked with Michael. Dear friends like Charles Barkley make a reasonable criticism, a reasonable critique. It doesn't have to be criticism, it's a critique. Michael Jordan gets so frustrated, burn that friendship down. So again, can we imagine that man, private Michael Jordan, in this era of social media? It needs to be discussed. Because we talk about Kevin Durant and, you shouldn't be so sensitive like that, but good point. And by the way, we don't play a hate, we congratulate. That, I was checking out Gil's Arena, which is an outstanding pod show, been built up, and sky's the limit, do a great job. And it was referenced, that argument. So I borrowed that from Gil in his arena. We cite our sources on SandCity Sports. We cite the sources. That the Magics, the Larrys, they didn't have the level of attention. Now, the level of attention is what has taken the salaries and everything into the stratosphere. You're making $50-60 million a year. So stop crying because to one person out of 10,000, said something negative about you. That's another thing. Why are you looking at the 10 people that criticize you, not the 15,000 people that are cheering you on? That's a problem. You got to count your blessings. Be grateful for what you have. You understand? I can understand if it's something, i.e. MJ, you're using to give you that fire to be great. But it shouldn't be what has you crying, into your pillow, curled up in a ball, refusing to leave your hotel room because 5 people said negative things about you. That shouldn't be the case. Get your room service, do your push-ups, get your sit-ups in, and go out and live a productive and glorious life. Give back, right? You know what I mean? Because somebody was mean to me. Come on now. Come on. Let it be the fuel for the fire. That's what we need. All right? So back to the Denver Nuggets. My man Christian Braun here, he ain't about none of that. That's what I respect. You know what I mean? And he's a dude, man. Like, you know what I mean? Brawley came into the league, Brawley. Like, what? Came into the league swole up. Like, I'm here. Playing for a coach, stout coach, and Bill Self, who builds men. You play for Kansas, you gonna be physically prepared. Bill Self ain't having none of that. Ain't having none of that nice guy noise. Bill Self builds men. So we came into the league. What did the young folks say? You know what I'm saying? Young folks said, I told you to get sturdy. And with the young, over here working in education, they said, I told you to get sturdy. And what? You have a problem with that? I told you, get, you know what I mean? Arch your back up, and you know what I mean? So back to the Denver Nuggets, folks. This man right here, Michael Porter Jr., this man over here, Aaron Gordon, and the young one coming up. Do I think they should break anything up? Absolutely not. But if they did, it's going to be these two. They're going to have to be up and out of there to bring in new pieces to play with the Joker and Jamal Murray. Okay? Mike Malone knows his business. And he got upstage. Finch, I believe, is a coach at Minnesota. He does a great job. Great is, he does very good. He does a good job. I don't know about great. Good. But I remember we went back and forth last year from the standpoint of Rudy Gobert, who missed the game to see his child being born. I was wrong on that. I was like, you can't miss a playoff game for nothing. I ended up being wrong because he won the game anyway. You know what I mean? Kind of revealed, I don't know, you know what I mean? I guess I got to talk to Hitch, get my kind of relation on. Hitch would be like, no, you can't say that. You got to be a little bit more sensitive and empathetic, which I do. I got to have that sensitive side. That's probably why some of the relational things aren't right. You got to be willing to be sensitive and meet people where they're at. Okay, and I was, chastising to a certain extent Rudy Gobert for. I'm trying to get the tank. We're gonna get that for you because the preliminary rounds out here, right? The preliminary rounds we can see. Hold on. So we can. Oh, turn the volume off. Reset this. Okay, so the preliminary rounds, that's not a good footage because I had it on my YouTube before. No, I don't want to subscribe to this. We're going to get this for you because we're going to talk a little bit of boxing, folks. We're going to talk some boxing, right? What I learned from the great Bernie Mac, the late great Bernie Mac, what he learned from his family, Life. Oh, what's going on here? The Rockets and the Kings are playing. I need that. Oh, well, no, I'm going to stay with Memphis and San Antonio. But we got to get to the Rockets and the Kings. That's a good game. Very high on MA Udoka. I'm very high, but I'm trying to. Where's my boxing? Where's my? Okay, so they streamed the prelims, and they stopped the streaming for the Davis fight. Okay, and the Davis, and then it's gonna be on because I can't do the pay-per-view. I can't do it. I can't do the pay-per-view just yet. Can't do that. But we will look at Gervonta and boxing and this whole understanding of you got that life, man. You got to protect yourself at all times. Maybe if I go back, can I get the prelims? Because it's going on right now. The championship hasn't started. Yep, there goes. Okay, so we might have to. I don't know. They got this. Okay. So again, hope everybody is doing very good on this Saturday night. SandCity Sports, a number of things in the world of sports, but then we talk a little bit about life and making sure that people, are positive and progressive in your thinking. Okay, and that we're kind of, the waves that we have. Right, today was a good day, a little bit of ups and downs. Right, had a little headache to kind of start things off. And I was like, because I got to do a better job with the hydration. I think about, I got to make sure I get my water. Some of my colleagues are tremendous. You work with people that they have like a gallon of the hydration with them throughout the day. Like they're in training while they're working. I got to get to that point. I do the bottled water. When I woke up and I was like, well, you're dehydrated. Get some water up in your system. Get some water in your system. And I was I mean, I'm not the best chef, but I had a little chili soup. Made myself a little chili, so I had that hot. You know what I mean? Used to say when I was younger, you say put hair on your chest. That's what they, you know what I mean? So I was dealing with spicy food, and I didn't drink the water late night, which put me in a situation to have start the day a little groggy. Went ahead, chef something up. I do a lot of seafood, cod, salmon. I need to put more salad with it, but we do the cod and the salmon, just to kind of you want that seafood good for you, and I felt progressively better. Okay, and we're moving and grooving from there. Okay, folks. So let's start in the association, right? We talked about the Denver Nuggets. Folks, do we even have a favorite for the NBA championship this year? Kendrick Perkins went out there and was, Boston is the favorite. They're going to win the championship. And then 2 seconds after Kendrick said that, Cleveland came back from 20 plus down and put an L on Boston. Okay? So I have no problem with Kendrick Perkins being strident in his view that the Boston Celtics are going to. Kendrick had a prophetic vision almost. They're going to win the championship. All right? And Kenny Atkinson, the Cleveland people heard that because Boston was up, 23-2 against the Cavaliers? And they kept cool, calm, together, and just slow, steady march to the victory? Right? Come on now. That's a major victory. What's going on, my people on Facebook? I see you. I appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want to direct the conversation any particular way, let me know. Saturday edition. If you have any fight predictions. Tank Davis going up against Roach tonight. Let me know. And we moving and grooving and we rocking and making it happen like how it needs to be. Okay. But yeah, I'm at a little bit of a, because we looked at what Denver's got going on. We looked at what Denver's got going on. Before we move over from Denver, and we're going to talk about the Celtics, I got to see if I can get Christian Braun. See if I can get that. See if I can get that. Hold on. They seem to have it. Hold on. I got to get this for you. Yes. We have it. So we're going to get this for you on the screen. Before we talk about the Celtics, let's talk about a little bit of hunger. Let's talk about a little bit of hunger. Okay? And not being a front runner. And waiting until your number is called. Okay? Let's talk about my man Christian Braun. Adam Silver, capable owner. Capable. He's a capable, commissioner. Coming after the late, great David Stern.
And with the 21st pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Denver Nuggets select Christian Braun from the University of Kansas.
Braun.
I love this. When young men are in the stands,
that's right.
They make their way down for their big moment. And there he is, Christian Braun, out of Kansas. That trade that the commissioner announced, our Adrian Wojnarowski reported earlier.
There goes Coach Self with him.
Coach
Self is in the stands.
Christian Braun's moment.
I would say that he's not spectacular in any one area. He doesn't have an elite NBA skill, but he's solid in every area.
There you go.
And he doesn't have great length. He's more in a box, but he's just proven that he's a really good, solid basketball player.
Well, and Michael Malone, he likes those solid basketball players.
He does.
That's his new coach.
You see what I'm saying, folks?
When the fat motherfucker got
Oh, calm down, Kenyon. Speaking of Gil's Arena, calm down, Kenyon. We doing family friendly on SandCity Sports. We family friendly over here, right? Christian Braun, first of all, but who am I? Who am I to correct? It's a long, NBA draft. It's a long day for the commission. You got a lot of names international name, so a lot of accents he has to get right. So Christian Braun, it's Christian Braun, right? I'm in the stands. I'm here for this. This is a big day. This is a big moment when you have those watershed achievements, okay? Drafted into the NBA, you know, or the different milestone moments that you have in your career. And so this is what I have to do. This is what I'm going to do. They was all lined up, dressed up in the stands. Coach Self, you know what I mean? No, we out here together. And Jay Bill said, he doesn't have this, that, and the third, but what he's going to have is some money because he's getting re-upped by Denver, right? He didn't have that, 5-star, this, that, explosive or, do a 360 windmill behind that back dunk. But he's tried and true. Okay, and that's why he's been a successful NBA player, and is going to continue to do that, because he's willing, he's committed to the grind. One of our players here from New England that has that mentality is Cole Swider, okay, who is just, dedicated, committed. I see him training at one of the local gyms, with Brian Rudolph, the leaders in training, and this is a guy 6'8". We'll get Cole for you on the screen. And we're gonna get Cole for you up, so you can see these things. But he's just committed. Right now, he's playing for the Lakers G League team. Okay, committed, and he's gonna have that success. Right. Speaking of which, that was good. Christian Braun NBA draft. Like Memphis's jerseys. Memphis got some. Woo! Jerseys used to be the thing. Am I the one that's going to have to bring jerseys back and people just rocking jerseys more regularly? Okay. Am I going to have to bring that style back? Remember one year, it was 2001 when the Lakers were dominant against the Philadelphia 76ers, that Kobe wore a jersey every single game. I'm going to get that for you. But listen, folks, the Boston Celtics Big Four, yeah, man. Let's. No. I'm not registering for nothing. Right? Boston is, are they the favorites? I was gonna just say Boston is dangerous, as if they're not the defending champions. Okay? This is the X Factor, Drew Holiday, and that deal that Brad Stevens manufactured. Okay? Based on the fact that Joe Cronin of the Portland Trailblazers wasn't going to deal with Pat Riley under no circumstances. So, like a real GM, Brad Stevens quietly, because that's how real trades happen, in silence, quietness is kept. Brad Stevens swooped on in. See, we don't even think about this in the Commonwealth. Robert Williams, he's a good player, serviceable player. Malcolm Brogdon had the one good year. They was beefing behind the scenes, but he had a good year. I was of the opinion that they could have won with Malcolm Brogdon and the team as constituted. I was dead wrong. They could have won, possibly, but they wouldn't have been dynastic. This is a dynastic team. Okay? This is a Larry Bird, Robert McHale. What the heck is going on? Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson team. Okay? Drew Holiday, who is not a small guy. He's 6'5". He's a big dude. He's not a 6'1", 6'2" guard. He's a 6'5", 6'6" point guard. That's locked down. Clink, clink. Clink, clink. Clink, clink. Defender. Okay? One of the young up-and-comers that's out there doing his thing. My man, Harry Lenz. This the man, eh? Just saw. I'm so thrilled. He's taking his football talents to the Monroe Mustangs, located in the boogie down, folks, the BX. It's a beautiful thing. Okay? And Drew Holiday, he putting that clink, clink on you, locking you down. And he's a willing passer, and he's a capable scorer, and he's a great teammate. He's the anti-Rondo. The other side of the spectrum from Rondo. Not playoff Rondo who helped the Lakers win a championship, but Rondo that wants to be in his feelings, just taking, souring everything under the sun. Jrue Holiday is on the other pole from that. So in terms of continuity, in terms of staying together, how, in fact, the Cleveland Cavaliers came back from 20-plus down last night and gave Boston a big fat L. They wasn't going, at each other when they went down 20-plus in the first quarter because they got a capable leadership named on Kenny Atkinson. And I kicked myself because I was believing in Cleveland as soon as they got Kenny Atkinson. But I didn't get on the bandwagon hard. Now I feel like it looks like I'm jumping on the bandwagon, but Kenny Atkinson should have been the coach. We talk about this. And we'll get this for you on the screen. Your people in Brooklyn, why you don't let your stars dictate everything? How many championships will Brooklyn win with James Harden, with Kyrie Irving, with Kevin Durant, under the capable leadership of Kenny Atkinson? How many they going to win? You brought in Steve Nash, never coached a day in his doggone life. You propped him up with 3 or 4 head coaches because he had Mike D'Antoni to run the offense. He had Ime Udoka to run the defense. He had Jacques Vaughn. Okay, there as well. So there was, and then Steve Nash. But you could have just saved all of that and just kept Kenny Atkinson. And Giannis not having his, big toe on the line. And Kyrie or James Harden being MIA. I think it was Kyrie that was MIA in that playoffs. Unbelievable. Boston Celtics. So this is, we'll say Jrue is Dennis Johnson. We'll say White is Danny Ainge. Okay. And listen, last year, the playoff run, like these are the guys, specifically Derek White, that were just getting wide open shots and making teams pay. Obviously, you put the single coverage on Tatum. What do they say in NFL? What did Uncle Shannon tell you in the NFL? You can't beat single coverage. You're either going to be coaching or selling car insurance. You put one man on me, and you don't expect that we're going to put 2 or 3 on the board. Are you kidding me? You better send some help. If you're an elite player, if you're an all-star, all-league player, not one player should be able to ever guard you. Okay? So that's what you're getting in Jason Tatum and JB as well. Right? We don't do single coverage. You better send help from somewhere. Okay? Big Al, still great chemistry guy, great culture guy, great locker room guy, great just winning guy. And Quaid allows Al to rest throughout the season, extending his career. He don't have to be out there. He's going to be out there when we need him. But over the course of the season, Al is just more of like a player coach. And then Crispy P, another Brad Stevens, who was a completely different player when he came to the Washington Wizards after being in Dallas, New York, Dallas, and then he changed himself around, rebounds, blocking shots, and then, of course, the 3-ball. So that was Brad bringing him in. You can go 5 out. You have lockdown defense inside, a rim protector, defender coming from the Popovich tradition, defender. Okay? But is this Boston Celtics team the favorite to win a championship? You know what I'm saying? You have to think about it. You have to think about it. What are the Celtics the favorite? Well, yeah, see? So I rock with Lou Merlone when it comes to this type of stuff, when it comes to Hall of Fames. If it take you more than 3 seconds to think about whether somebody's a Hall of Famer, and we ain't going to get too political, but I did see they're talking about, Pete Rose, unfortunately, posthumously going into the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's a conversation. All right? Baseball has their standards, their gold standards that they don't back down from. Okay? They don't back down from in baseball. But what they also uphold for baseball, if it take you more than 3 seconds to think about somebody, they're not a Hall of Famer. Okay? Right? Is Hank Aaron? Yes. Is Willie? You don't even say Mays. Is Willie? Yes. Okay? How many players you think, is Bob? Yes. Satchel? Yes. Jackie? Yes. You don't even have to say these people's last name. Babe, before you can say the last name, it's yes. End of discussion. Okay, that's the Hall of Fame. That's Mount Olympus. Okay, and then you have, people, right? Right, Lou, yes. You don't have to say Garrick, yes. Joe, yes. Okay, then you have the folks like a Roger Maris, where, he did break the record. I don't know. The people that are in, and Roger Maris is not, somebody like if you were looking at the Yankees team. I know, you know what I mean, Boston and so on and forth. I know, but look at the Yankees team. You got Derek, yes, Derek Jeter is a Hall of Famer. Okay, but is Jorge Posada a Hall of Famer? Mariano, yes, but is Bernie Williams a Hall of Famer? Certainly the Yankees Hall of Fame, but we don't know about the actual Hall of Fame. Okay, so let's take a look at the, you know what I mean? We got that for you on the screen, folks. With the Boston Celtics, and I'd be remiss, we are going to touch on Debo going to the Commanders. That's impactful because when I first think about the Commanders, I'm thinking that they're the old Commanders, not the Commanders that were challenging to go to the Super Bowl before they got steamrolled by the eventual championship in the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, but the Eagles, that team with Daniels. That team with Daniels, folks. A little bit of dead air there. I was thinking about one thing, and I'm getting a little bit older, so when I think about, sometimes there's a little bit of delay. I think about one thing, then I say I gotta. Let's take a look at the folks. Right, Cleveland. So Boston and New York are locked into this battle in the second round, and the Celtics have been handling my Knicks. Dare I say, Mitchell Robinson is back. Do I mean that Mitchell Robinson is going to be a difference? No, I don't. But I do think that Tibbs is keeping some things. That there's going to be some changes in the playoffs. I will say that. Milwaukee has fallen off the pace. So Milwaukee now, and I like my Knicks. I want my Knicks. You know what I mean? This is a tough one for me because we need a championship in New York. We need a championship. What's going on? Memphis trying to come back. Check out Memphis's jerseys tonight. I have to get that game for you on the screen. Memphis's jerseys tonight are on point. Jaren Jackson. Memphis should have had more than one All-Star. Crazy. Their lone All-Star. Okay, so my Knicks, can they get that 2 seed? Have that game go through the Garden? I hope so. That's going to be a very difficult series for me because I feel like it's time for my New York Knicks to win a championship. But in winning the championship, that would mean that Boston can't win a championship. Can only have one champion. But maybe we spread the wealth around here, folks. But the Knicks, we need a championship. It's been 50 years. They got to get a championship. Okay, and I'm coming back to the Knicks fandom. I'm coming back to my Knicks fandom when they brought in a tried and true coach in Tom Thibodeau, who I will not accept any slander for. Not one single. Okay? I won't have you slandering my man Tom Thibodeau at all. He recently sold his house in Connecticut. I'll see if I can get that for you on the screen. Tibbs had a pad. Tibbs had a house was ridiculous. And you figured how do you have time when you spend so much time around the game? But the Tibbs Dome was ridiculous. Okay, so that's tough. One good team is going to be going home in the second round. This was my Eastern Conference Finals. Cleveland has put an end to that. We've been talking about this all year. So again, the Celtics, is it in the realm of a conversation? Yes, it is. The Celtics could be the Denver Nuggets. That Celtics team that I just showed you that has direct connections from the dynastic Boston Celtics of the 80s that went to the finals 4 straight years. 84, 85, 86, 87. They won 2 of them. Okay? Got the Lakers in 84, one of the greatest teams of all time in 86. Bill Walton being hurt in 87 and them not having Len Bias, still made the finals and lost to the Lakers. Magic with the hook. Okay? can't reference some of these things I'm referencing. I got. Hold on. We're still live. Hold on. My lives. I gotta watch. Making sure all my lives are good. Okay. Appreciate my people. Couple shares. What? Couple shares on the Facebook. I see. I appreciate that, yo. People sharing, letting people know what's going on with Sand. I don't even know. Got 8 shares. That's, hey, people sharing. Couple likes. Few mentions. I appreciate my people on Facebook. Much love. You know, I love. I'm a Tracy Morgan fan. You know, so Tracy Morgan. Shout out to the New Black. I am the New Black. Tracy Morgan. He says, you know what I mean, my man. That was my man, Fatty Love from up above. That my man, Fatty Love from up above, right there. So much love to my people on Facebook, folks on IG, tuning in with me, rocking with me. I appreciate you very much. But we're gonna go over and see if we can get the Magic Johnson game winner from '87. Magic Johnson, game winner. Can we get that video for the people so that they can see? No. Let's get the hold on. Let's come back. So we're gonna stop sharing. All right, we're gonna come back to our standings, folks. We're gonna come back to our standings, and then we got to do a little bit of history right now. Got to do a little bit of history. It's just the way it's got to be. Okay. Got to do a little bit of history right now.
In the last few minutes, Kareem has missed 2 free throws and Michael Thompson 1.
A young Jerry Buss. Is that Buss? You know that's red.
You're right there, Dick. But right now, the Celtics are faced with a
Tommy
real problem.
Heinsohn.
The versatility of the Lakers' half-court offense really has them guessing as to who might get the ball. Kareem is a great option. James Worthy or Magic Johnson in the low post being guarded by Dennis Johnson.
Byron Scott is in the ball game now.
Magic.
5 seconds to go. Magic with a hook shot. Scores with 2. And the Celtics trail by 1 with 2 seconds to go. And the Celtics have used their last timeout. And Tommy, this is where the Lakers have a foul to give with 2 seconds to go.
I know that hurts
that
the
if
people
they use
in Boston.
It could limit the Celtics to 1 second left.
You're very right there, but a little good play forces McHale to have to switch out onto Magic Johnson, and he puts that quick dribble on McHale and gets into the defense, and there's that real junior skyhook working.
Bird needed to help out.
Little stutter step confuses McHale. I mean, that's what a great ball handler and dribbler can do to a
Bird,
big man.
You needed to contest.
Look at that outstretched hook shot, just worked beautifully.
Magic said Boston guard's a great shooting place, and he says one of the best in the league. He feels it was built for shooting, and he's proving it tonight.
Look at that Pat Riley in his prime. Prime Riley. No. Come on back. No, thank you. Let's come back. Okay, a little bit of history, folks. Right? That 87 Celtics team still made it to the finals. Right? What is the connection to the... Right? Because that team, that dynastic team, went to 4 straight NBA finals. That's the pedigree of this Celtics team. But we don't know if they're going to make it past the divisional round. Because they're going up against, it looks like they're going up against my New York Knicks, who could come in and snatch home court advantage away. And that wouldn't be a bad loss to my New York Knicks in the second round because we tried and true. Now, the Celtics have been destroying, mollywopping my Knicks. Don't talk about it. A couple weekend beatdowns. There was a Saturday night beatdown that Jason Tatum just went the heck off on us in New York. And then there was a Sunday afternoon beatdown last week. Don't bring that up. Well, I'm bringing it up, but you know what I mean. Knicks are just destroying my. You know, and as you know, you gotta slam the door. I respect all of that, but it just make me feel some type of a way. Okay, but the bottom line is, let's say, you know, and it would be very disappointing for my Knicks to lose in the second round. You know, it's disappointing. It's incredibly disappointing for either of these two teams. That's why you got to get the number 1 seed, but Cleveland has just shut the door on that. Cleveland has put themselves in a position, whereas, you know what I mean, and Milwaukee is no cakewalk, but the Milwaukee Bucks are in, you know, even though Doc has coached them up, it's, you know, they're going to get Bobby Portis back for the playoffs. You're not hearing about Giannis or Dame wanting out, even though I think that if and when they do lose in the offseason, one of those two players, if not both of them, could be moved. I don't see Milwaukee, and I credit the professionalism. You know, but I you know what I mean? If it didn't work year 1, it's not going to work year 2, and you're not going to get a superstar to add to Giannis and Dame in year 3. You know, is Doc going to be able to coach them up to beat this Cleveland Cavaliers team? And they done brought in DeAndre Hunter. They're going for it. So they got weapons off the bench and a coach that's going to know how to utilize and strategize and get the best out of these weapons. Cleveland is no joke. And people in Boston realize that based on what happened a day or 2 ago. They're the real deal. Meaning, Celtics, you could be losing. Not even making it to the finals this year. And you don't have a competitive advantage. You don't have a strategic advantage. Because Joe Mazzulla done lost 2 head coaches. He lost Jeff Van Gundy. You shouldn't have let go, but what can you do? Where's Jeff Van Gundy this year? He's with Daddy Warbucks. He's with Steve Ballmer and with the Clippers, who done brought in Ben Simmons and the dog on it. Let's come to the West. We're coming back to the East. Okay, the Clippers have fallen off the pace. They have fallen off the pace and put themselves in danger, right? There's a gap. We're going to talk about the Phoenix Suns and the dumpster fire that they are, okay? But the Clippers can go from the 6th seed to the 10th seed tomorrow, like in a heartbeat, okay? How the Lakers, JJ Redick, 16 games over 500. Now you give him Luka Legend, all right? And we've already, SandCity Sports was live when that was going on. Okay, people say what you want to say about, you know, we SandCity gets down when we get down. That's what it is. We get down when we get down. It is what it is. Okay, I'm a working class hero, just like a lot of people out there. Okay, so I wish you know what I mean, and I love what I do. I love working in education and things that I do civically, and you know what I mean, refereeing. I got to all get 2 jobs. I'm the most, you know what I mean. What did Lou Gehrig say? I'm the luckiest man on the face of the earth. You don't have to get that for you. I think about that sometimes when I get to stressing. How can I stress? I'm so blessed. How can I feel a certain type of way? I got so many opportunities, and the health is the wealth. It's bananas. Bananas. Do things stack up when you have a lot of different responsibilities? You know what I know it, right? Because you got to be here, you know, and you a couple 2 minutes later, they look at you sideways. How are you going to be late, you know, when you got this title? You know? So when you have these opportunities, there's a responsibility that comes along with it. That's just life. That's just life. Okay? But when you look at it in the aggregate, when you look at it, you know, you say, man, I'm so fortunate just to be able to do all these things that I'm able to do. Right? It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. Right? And that's the camp that I'm in. All get 2 jobs. Everything I do, I enjoy. It is positive. You know, I don't have got 2 jobs, and I've had them. I've worked at convenience stores. I've worked at car detailing places, you know, in the summer for the car rental, right? Coming up, you know what I mean? You work in the restaurant, in the back, bussing tables. I had all of those jobs through the years, right? They got 2 jobs. Did I love those things? No. Did I need a paycheck? Yes. You do the landscaping, and then, you know what I mean? Is landscaping great? Are you outside? Yes. Okay. But, you know, not my favorite thing to do, but you do those things. It's what it is. All right. And now I have all get 2 jobs. All right. And I have this passion project, which I'm so grateful for. Okay. But with the timing of everything, you know, you say, man, if I could be like Uncle Shannon and just have 3 outstanding jobs and all these award-winning jobs. Okay. And we're going to get, you know, we're going to get we're coming back to standings, folks. We're going to come back to the standings. We are. And I haven't forgot my original point in terms of how the heck the Clippers, okay, they didn't steal him because they got Daddy Warbucks. But how the Clippers are in the playoffs proper. Kawhi plays 3 games. They didn't, you know what I mean? Who's the star in the Clippers? Harden, okay. But it really should have been Norman Powell or Zubac. That's right. They built, they have homemade stars. Clippers were, Clippers' favorite team of my dear friend D-Tom. Okay? My dear friend D-Tom. And the Intuit Dome, right? The new arena, right? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, man. That was D-Tom's favorite team, the Clippers. Right? And first-rate organization. No two ways about it. Top to bottom is just great. All right, so I got on my little tangent there talking about a got to and a get to. Okay, but let's come over here. And I know how I got on that tangent. Shout out to the Clippers. Shout out to Ty Lue. Shout out to Sean Fine. Okay, pride of Barnstable High School, class of '96. Okay, on their player development staff. Okay, and they got Jeff Van Gundy, and they have just an elite brain trust. And they're a first-rate organization without a superstar, but they're just a first-rate organization. They don't tank. We don't do that tanking business just because Kawhi never plays. And we're not tanking. We're developing and we're grinding. And what? And are they a dangerous team in the West? Can the Clippers beat Memphis in the first round? You doggone right they can. Now, they can. I don't. You know what I mean? But that's going to be a battle because no coach is giving away anything. Memphis is more talented. Yes, indeed. They got Ja. They got Jaren Jackson. You know what I mean? They got Bane. They're deep into they got not Jaren Jackson, but they got another GG Jackson. The kid that was out of college that's coming and just lighting them up. They got Aldama. They got Edie, who's developing into a serviceable center. But the Clippers can get them up out of that. That series is going 7. It's going 7, folks. Book it. And Ben Simmons will be weaponized by the Clippers, a defensive force of nature. Right? When Ben Simmons was his best with Doc Rivers in Philadelphia as a defensive force of nature. And who was an assistant coach on that team? That's right, Ty Lue. So, this Clippers team, without a superstar and without their lip poked out, complaining, making excuses, are super duper dangerous. It's wild. The West, it's wild. What the heck is going on? This Spurs game is coming down to the, and Ja's not even. We might have to get this for you on the screen. We have to get this for you on the screen, but we gotta do some live. Okay, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to this. We're gonna come back because I'm not done in a heartbeat in terms of talking about the Celtics. I've not done it, not one heartbeat in terms of talking about the Celtics because Celtics are in trouble. Celtics are in trouble. That's my summation before I come back to this. Kendrick Perkins, you said they're the favorites. Why they give up the 20-some-odd point lead? Okay. Celtics are in trouble. I said it. Hot take, SandCity Sports, clickbait, whatever you want to say. Trouble. To come up out of the East and then to win the finals. Okay. We got to get this Memphis game for you, though. So Tank is... Hold on. So we're gonna keep the boxing because we gotta talk about boxing. We gotta talk about boxing. And the Tank Davis is gonna start in about a half an hour. We gotta talk about Boston. No. I need Memphis. Where's the Memphis game? Where's Memphis? And hold on. We gotta get it. The Memphis Grizzlies. Give me that game. Hold on. Yes, live. Put it up on the screen. Hold on. We're going to get this right. Hold on, folks. The play is coming up. SandCity. We're getting our production right. Let's share the screen. This is happening live as we speak. Here we go.
For these type moments. Grizzlies in third heartbreak last night. Hoping it's not a repeat.
De'Aaron.
Shot clock is done.
Guys out. I love De'Aaron that he's gone back to 4. Hustle. Move.
Fox guarded by Wells.
It's time to go.
6 seconds. Fox puts it on the deck.
He got where his spot.
Fade away.
Big ring.
With 1.8. Grizzlies got to go 94 feet with
Oh,
1.8
no timeouts.
down 2. Aldama will let it fly. And the Grizzlies endure heartbreak on a last-second shot on consecutive nights.
What?
De'Aaron Fox, the winner.
What? With no Wemby? Castle stepping up. You see how De'Aaron got to his spot. He got to his spot. Come back, Link. Get off me. Get off me. Lefty from the elbow.
That's number 4, De'Aaron Fox.
He's a new man. Give me the ball back.
Give me the ball back.
ISO.
The clutch players
Get him
in
off
the
me.
NBA comes up with the biggest shot of the
I like
night.
the help closeout by Aldama.
And San Antonio wins it 130 to 128.
We live and in full
Despite
effect.
a
We
season
doing
high
SandCity
42
Sports.
from Jaren Jackson Jr. and a career high 11 assists from Santi Aldama.
My man Castle right there. And that's GG. Jackson. The young guns. The young ones.
We will wrap it up and get you ready for Grizzlies Live postgame. Spurs win it.
Spurs. My man De'Aaron right there. Spurs, dangerous. And it's just, man, if you know, De'Aaron coming home now, switched his number to 4. That was my number that I rocked out on, number 4, okay? And Castle is the real deal, tried and true out of UConn, built up, ready for the NBA day 1. It's a tough loss for Memphis because, right, we talked about the seeding. You can't let these games slip away from you. But a good win. So you just, that was a good one. That was a good one. You know, any football, they say any given Sunday, NBA, every night, especially, you know, and really, you know, in both conferences have their bottom feeders, the bottom feeders that don't deserve Cooper flag. But then for the most part, teams is just getting down for their crown every single evening, and it's a beautiful thing. So that was a great game. And that's the last game of the night. I believe the Kings and the Spurs closed up, but we're not done talking about the NBA and right and what's going on right now. We're not done with that conversation by a long shot. Okay, because right, so Memphis is gonna drop down. The Lakers got a chance. The Lakers, man, woo! Imagine the Lakers moving into that 3 spot. What? Which puts them in a matchup with the Denver Nuggets in the second round, a battle royale. Luka legend with because I mean, we're seeing what's going on, right? You're seeing what's going on. You gave LeBron, you done reopened his championship window. Just talk about you got 2 maestros, right? The egos are bigger than the entire Southern California. That's understood. But LA's the Lakers are big enough for both egos. This is the Shaq and Kobe team. This is the Kareem and Magic team. This is the Jerry and Elgin team. This is the Jerry and Wilt team. So the Lakers can do ginormous egos and get it done. That's what they've done throughout their whole. That's how they got 17 banners. Dealing with ginormous egos. So LeBron and Luka ain't nothing new. Okay, and you done put air, wind in LeBron's sails, and you gave Luka. Now it's gonna take some time because Luka was happy in Dallas, and you know what I mean. If I'm happy and you're a super duper star, you don't think about other people, you know what I mean, telling you what to do. But that's a whole nother aspect of this trade that is delicious. Not just because the Lakers now have, you know, a generational player and they're in the championship conversation, and you know this LeBron and Luka together is going to be poetry, but from the whole player empowerment standpoint, that yes, you can be touched. You can be touched. Right? NBA, LeBron James, Clutch Sports, player empowerment. We're here. We have bargaining power. We have say so. You know, but the NBA done clap back. The empire has struck back, has come back. Right? From the standpoint to say, you know what I mean? That's rich and wealthy. Y'all are millionaires. The governors or owners, we are billionaires. All right, and if push come to shove, we know who finna move. We know who gonna move. Right? And so Luka, understandably, Right, it's taking time for him. Hold on, we got Dallas and Milwaukee. Is that live? Dallas and Milwaukee still hooping? Hold on. Another game? We got more NBA action? Yeah. Memphis is Milwaukee's taking it to him under the capable leadership of Doc Rivers with Darvin Ham as an assistant. Okay. Milwaukee putting a beating on him. Dallas. My heart goes out to Jason Kidd. He didn't deserve this. My heart goes out to Kyrie Irving. He didn't deserve this. You go from a championship contender to just now, and you know what I mean, disarray. Anthony Davis. Now, Anthony Davis, street clothes, hurt me to say that because he's from Chicago, and obviously the love that I have for Chicago public league and hoop dreams and all the rest of that stuff. But honestly, for Anthony Davis, if I'm him, you couldn't have landed in a better place. Get Jason Kidd as your coach. You have Kyrie there. Dallas is a great city. It's warm and all the rest of that stuff. So you got to, so it's really a win-win from that perspective. But back to the Lakers and what we're talking about, the Lakers and Denver in the second round. Because Denver's had the Lakers number, but they don't have Luka's number. Denver has had the Lakers number, but they ain't got Luka's number. Okay? Luka will playoff Luka. They call him Hookah Luka. Playoff Luka is what you need to call him. And when come playoff time, is right. Anthony Edwards, Minnesota Grizzlies found that out last year. Minnesota Timberwolves, Memphis Grizzlies, they found that out last year. Testing playoff Luka. People want to talk about Hookah Luka, and he's out of. If you see him in person, you cannot say he's out of shape. He's a little husky, but he's not like the round mounder rebound out of shape. Get that for you on the screen. I'm not sharing the screen. I'm not sharing a different screen, but right. Hold on. Let me. We got to get this for you on the screen so people can understand what the heck is going on here. No, I'm not opening this. Exit out. Get out. Get away from me. I don't want no feedback. People can't see. Hold on. Now you done taking me to a whole nother screen. This is crazy. All right, but we got to share what we can share. Hold on. People, this is, let me get my production in order. But people talking about Luka, as if he's, what I mean? Talking about thick boy Luka. This is the round mound of the rebound right here, folks. Prime Barkley. Folks talk about Luka like, you know what I mean? Like he's extra thick. We showed it last episode. Luka is not, if you see him in person, with his low ride Chuck Taylors on, like he's not husky like that. Just because he doesn't have muscle on muscle like Anthony Edwards is crazy to me. And Luka has been giving folks the business in the playoffs since he stepped in the league. So what I'm saying is, if the Lakers get that 3 seed, or dare I say the 2 seed, Denver might not even be making the conference finals. You don't want it with Luka in the playoffs. You don't. And he's got LeBron with him, who's doing it for the love with Bronny. LeBron is not going to be embarrassed with his son on the bench. And another son coming up through the ranks. You done gave 2 all-time players all the firepower in the world to prove something to you. These are 2 guys. We talked about sensitivity. You know what I mean? When you disrespect, like Luka, you know what I mean? It's like poking a bear. We've seen it. I done hit the screen. We've seen it so many times. Luka, he's kind of even-keeled, even though, you know what I mean, comes from Eastern Europe, difficult situation. But Luka is just like level. And until that trash gets talked, then he just goes to another place and he torches teams. That's why people in Dallas, shout out to my main man, PJ, who's in Dallas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you know, and he's just doing very well as his family moved down there, and he's doing extremely well. Shout out to my man, PJ Peanut. Doing very well. Okay? But Luka just has, you know, when he was in Dallas, I keep going back to this, torched the Suns, torched the entire Western Conference last year. Yeah, they didn't beat Boston. And they were never going to beat Boston under any circumstances. Okay, but this whole, you know what I mean? He ain't round mound or rebound thick. Okay, now I done showed you one. No, I don't want this ad. See if we can get. This is crazy. Hold on. Can we get? No, that's young Luka. That's the young Luka. We got to be accurate. We got to be. That's not. We need recent Luka. I need some recent Luka. Come on. That's recent Luka. This is what we're doing. This is the guy who's out of shape. That guy is out of shape. Scroll down so we can. He got some icy whites on. He got the icy whites on. See the icy? He got the icy whites on. What? Foolishness. He's in good basketball shape. Is he in great shape? No, I didn't say great. He's in good basketball shape. Okay? And did he plays, everybody knows, Luka plays at like a mid-tempo pace. Plays at that James Harden pace. James Harden's not sprinting up and down the floor, you know, like a fourth grade rec team. He's playing at his pace, getting you to his spots and going to work. All right? This Lakers team is dangerous. Right? You mess around, let them get the 2 seed, the 3 seed. We don't know in that Western Conference. We don't. OKC the favorite, but who is going to challenge them? You know, and who they might end up, you know, because again, if I'm the Lakers, I don't want to see Oklahoma City in the second round. I want to see Denver or Memphis. I want to avoid OKC in the second round because that's some smoke that I can't co-sign. I can't co-sign that smoke. You might be in trouble. You see, you know, Oklahoma City, I know. But anybody else, Denver, Memphis, Houston, Clippers, Warriors, even though the Warriors are 7-3 in their last 10. Okay, Warriors, you know, this Jimmy Butler, you know, this early on. Mavericks, even though I think they're asunder. Minnesota, if they can get their act together, they're 4-6 in their last 10, not looking great. Kings, think they've plateaued. They had their, you know, bump, you know, when coach comes in, we get a bump there. Okay, but now they're kind of back to where they are. And then the Phoenix Suns, doggone it, devote some time to the Phoenix Suns. The dumpster fire. Okay, Portland, San Antonio, New Orleans, Utah, dumpster fires. None of them worthy of Cooper flag. Washington, the Hornets, dumpster fires. I want to see Cooper go to Brooklyn, Philly, or Toronto. I've been saying it. Toronto, BK, Philly. That's where the flag man needs to be. Rest of these dumpster fire teams, specifically Utah, because they've been tanking for years. Okay, when they have a good coach and they have opportunities. So I have no idea. Cooper does not belong in Utah under any circumstances. They should have been much more competitive. Right? The Pelicans, dumpster fire. Can't move Zion. Got rid of BG. McCollum is just stuck there. No. There's dysfunction there that's I don't dig. Right? The Sixers are having an off year because they got it, Embiid is out, and frankly, to get rid of Embiid. It's time for the Embiid era to end. But Cooper and Maxey, now you're talking. He's from Maine. Put him in the city of brotherly love. Now we're talking. Cooper in Toronto. Now we're talking. From Maine, head up to the north. Be with Drake and his people, OVO. I ain't getting into the Drake and Kendrick stuff. I ain't getting into the not like us stuff. I know Toronto, from all reports, is an international city, and Cooper would be great there. And then he's from Maine, so just bring the fans on up. Even though the only thing where Cooper does, because they already have Scotty Barnes and they bring in Brandon Ingram, they already got RJ. Like, I have no idea what Masai is. He got 18 small forwards. They already got like Grady Dick. So honestly, if I'm like, you know what I mean, Cooper does not fit in Toronto. That's my only thing. So, but Philly, oh yeah. BK, oh yeah. Rest of those dumpster fire teams, no, they're not deserving of the flag, man. I'm sorry, they're just not. They're not. Put Cooper, you talk about the whole Wemby thing. He could have gone to Charlotte or he went to San Antonio. He went to San Antonio. I like Charles Lee in Charlotte, but they're just not a functional organization just yet. Kyrie, 34, a couple of assists. Kyrie's been on his best behavior. We gotta give credit where credit is due with Kyrie. Man been on his best behavior. Okay. Just tremendous. But all of this is to say, folks, do we know who the champion is going to be? Can I give you, right? I'm not going to take Boston out of the top 4. So Boston's in the top 4. Cleveland's in the top 4. Oklahoma City's in the top 4. Okay? Is there even a top 4 after that? Boston, Cleveland, Oklahoma City. I can't put my Knicks there because they've been getting mollywopped by the Celtics and embarrassed. So the Knicks can't be in the top 4. It hurts my heart, but they can't do it. Tibbs can be in the top 4 of coaches' pads. Tibbs can be in. Get that for you on the screen if we can see Tibbs. Okay, Tibbs man cave was just ridiculous. Get that for you on the screen. But the Knicks, no, you're not top 4. Memphis, after, you know what I mean? I don't know. Houston, I don't know. The Lakers, I don't know. The Knicks, no. So I feel we got 3 teams. Boston, 3rd. Can I put Boston above Cleveland right now? No. Boston no, I'm not putting Boston above Oklahoma City either. I said it. You are what your record says you are. Oklahoma City is handling business in the West. And Chet ain't even hit his stride. And they got iHeart and Caruso to come in. Sam Presti, the GM of GMs, with a boatload of picks. No. My power rankings: Cleveland, Oklahoma City, Boston. For the association. That home cooking is gone. Championship ain't coming through the Garden this year. You're taking your butts on the road if you make it there. And there's no 4th. I can't. The best of the rest, my Knicks, no. Knicks got some work to do. And we're gonna get Tibbs man cave up there for you. And then the young guns, the Memphises and the Houstons, you're not trying to. You know what I mean? You're like Will and Goodwill Hunting. Okay, we gotta get that for you. We gotta get that. Well, I gotta get Tibbs. I gotta get Tibbs man cave for the people on the screen, and we're gonna do some Goodwill Hunting right now. Okay, talk about Luka, thick boy Luka. Luka's in good basketball shape. Ridiculous. He ain't no round mound or rebound. All right, we got to talk about let's get that from. We got to get that for you on the screen. You understand? Because that's how I feel about these second-rate teams right now. Okay? Hold on. I didn't share the screen yet. We got to share the screen. Shout out to Goodwill Hunting. Okay? If you don't like, what I heard one of my people say? If you don't like your situation, and you move. You're not a tree. My man Matty D, my man Matt Damon from the Commonwealth. All right, people want to talk about, this person. He wrote this. Okay, you want to be put on? Put yourself on, people. Put yourself on. Here we go.
So what's this? A Taster's Choice moment between guys?
Classic.
This is really nice. You got a thing for swans? Is this like a fetish? It's something like maybe we need to devote some time to.
Right?
Thought about what you said to me the other day about my painting.
Huh.
Stayed up half the night thinking about it. Something occurred to me. I fell into a deep, peaceful sleep and haven't thought about you since.
Haven't thought about you since.
You know what occurred to me?
No.
You're just a kid. You don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Why, thank you.
It's all right.
It is all right.
You've never been out of Boston.
Nope.
So if I asked you about art, you'd probably give me the skinny on every art book ever written. Michelangelo. I know a lot about him. Life's work, political aspirations, him and the Pope, sexual orientation, the whole works, right? I bet you can't tell me what it smells like in the Sistine Chapel. You never actually stood there and looked up at that beautiful ceiling. Seen that. If I ask you about women, you'd probably give me a silver, say your personal favorites. You may have even been laid a few times. But you can't tell me what it feels like to wake up next to a woman and feel truly happy. You're a tough kid. I ask you about war, you probably throw Shakespeare at me, right? Once more into the breach, dear friends. But you've never been near one. You've never held your best friend's head in your lap and watch him gasp his last breath looking to you for help. I ask you about love, you probably quote me a sonnet. But you've never looked at a woman and been totally vulnerable. Known someone that could level you with her eyes. Feeling like God put an angel on earth just for you. Who could rescue you from the depths of hell. And you wouldn't know what it's like to be her angel. To have that love for her be there forever. Through anything. Through cancer. And you would know about sitting up in a hospital room for 2 months holding her hand. Because the doctors could see in your eyes that the terms visiting hours don't apply to you. You don't know about real loss, because that only occurs when you love something more than you love yourself. I doubt you've ever dared to love anybody that much. I look at you, I don't see an intelligent, confident man. I see a cocky, scared, shitless kid. But you're a genius, Will. No one denies that. No one could possibly understand the depths of you. But you presume to know everything about me because you saw a painting of mine. You ripped my fucking life apart. You're an orphan, right? Do you think I'd know the first thing about how hard your life has been? How you feel? Who you are? Because I read Oliver Twist. Does that encapsulate you? Personally, I don't don't give a shit about all that because you know what? I can't learn anything from you. I can't read in some fucking book. Unless you want to talk about you, who you are. And I'm fascinated. I'm in. But you don't want to do that, do you, Sport? You're terrified of what you might say. You move, Chief.
Shout out to Goodwill Hunting. He said, I look at you, Will, and I don't see. I don't see it. You can do all this, you do all that, you do all the third. I look at you, Will, and I don't see. That's how I feel about all these other teams in the NBA right now. Cleveland, tried and true. I can see championship. Oklahoma City, same thing. People, only thing against, they're young. They were there last year. They done got that experience. They done been there right on the cusp against Dallas and fumbled it away. Okay, and they bringing all of that experience, rage into this. They're not young New Jacks anymore. They have experience and they're super duper young. Young Lions with experience. And then Boston, based on their experience and really more their resume. But we haven't seen it this year. Evidenced by the 20-some-odd points loss against Cleveland. They didn't mollywop Cleveland like they did my New York Knicks. No, Cleveland stormed all the way back and beat them. That means something. Okay, to both teams. So the next time the Celtics get up big against Cleveland, they're not going to think in their mind, we can put this team with. No, they're going to keep coming back. It's going to be a photo finish one way or the other. And the Celtics' brain trust has been hurt. Celtics missed Charles Lee and they missed Jeff Van Gundy. No two ways about it. And Cleveland, with Kenny Atkinson, has the strategic advantage. Kenny Atkinson is a better coach than Joe Mazzulla, period. It's not strength versus strength. Joe Mazzulla, New Jack, and yeah, he won a championship last year. He won a championship with a brain trust of a roster. Charles Lee, Sam Cassell, Charles Lee, Sam Cassell, Emile Jefferson, Jeff Van Gundy in the front office as his assistants. So 3, 4, Brad Stevens. The Celtics, this leadership that we're remembering missing. There's been a problem in the past. We gotta pick it up, gotta step it up. You know what I mean? Because you're looking at this Cleveland team and they have the makings, right? So the Cleveland has the strategic advantage. The Celtics lost that. They shouldn't let go of both of those guys together. You shouldn't let go of Charles Lee and Jeff Van Gundy. No, it makes a difference. You're talking about your assistant coaches. Okay, so what happened? What happened the year before when the Celtics, when Miami was playing without Tyler Hero and they went up 3-0 against a stacked Celtics team? Celtics came all the way back and then got embarrassed in Game 7. It makes a difference. Period. End of story. I look at you and I don't see. Okay, eye test. This year's NBA chip is up for grabs. We got 3 teams in the forefront. Okay, and a number of teams, that are running in the second pack. My New York Knicks among them. Okay, we're gonna slide over. We got some. Oh, what happened to my boxing? We're getting close. We're getting close to the Tank Davis Roach battle Shout out to Maddie Damon. Can't get Tank Davis for you on the screen. Pay-per-view. That's above the pay grade. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit college. Okay, a couple things to get to. We're going to go college. Then we're going to go NFL, then boxing. Then we're out of here. All right. Hold on now. Shout out to Rick Pitino. I don't know if I can get his speech up for you. That's gone viral. Too many. But I do want to talk about how he is mastered the NIL. Poor production right here. Too much dead air. We're going to come back. And let's hold on. We got two things for Mr. Pitino that we need to get. No, I need to go to my profile. Yes, we got that going on. Respectfully. And where's my man in his? That's what we need for you right there. That's what we can share with the people. Okay. Couple more points. SandCity Sports on this Saturday, rocking with you folks. Hope everybody out there is doing good. Tank Davis bout is about to come on. This is what we're talking about right now. We're talking about right now and how Rick Pitino done brought prosperity back to the St. John's Red Storm. Okay? First Big East championship in 40 years. What? Man, we're supposed to be out the mix. Right? And we in March right now. Are we not? Is it time for the madness? High school sports are going crazy. It's a beautiful thing. The high school kids out there in the state tournament, Massachusetts. Teams out here are balling. We love to see it. Beautiful thing. But in terms of the NCAA, and this is a comeback story and something. I'm just so thrilled for St. John's, New York City. I'm thrilled for the Big East. You know, and respect to Pitino. Right? Is he the godfather? No, you know what I mean? That's not, you know what I mean? That's not what we, you know. I'm just talking about this outfit here. And then, you know, how he has, you know, in terms of the new era in college. Okay, let's get this for you. You know, how he's adapted with the times. Is he poking his lip out? Is he complaining? Is he, you know, boo-hooing about this, that, and the third? No.
Well, we're not recruiting any high school basketball players. Not this year. We've already recruited Ruben, Lefty. Come on, we're building from that. We're not this year. We're not even looking at a high school basketball player because we're losing Davon, Kadari, and Aaron. You can't replace them with high school kids.
Towards next year, the impact that the team is.
Okay. Just being honest, and you know, it's 1 year propositions with the NIL. I got to go get them. We have them for a year. We coach them up. They were on to the next. I'm getting my next group. And that's right. So he's making his run right now. Already has his eyes on the team that he needs to build up for next year. We sign those contracts. We get them in late spring. Start the program. They're here through March Madness and they're gone. Okay, and that's the world that we're living. So we're gonna live. We got the lemons. We're gonna make lemonade. Tonight's gonna be a tortellini night for the Cape Cod Kid. We got the leanie coming up. We doing the leanie tonight, folk. Okay, I'm not, it's supposed to be a Chipotle. I do my burrito bowl, but I said, no, I got food. We're going to go with the food that we got. I'm chefing up what I got, and now we're going to keep it moving. Not going to, complain, I need door. No, we're going to do what we're going to do. Okay? So, yeah, I'm not, that's meaningful for me. St. John's, the Pride, Chris Mullin, Mark Jackson. I love that New York City is back in the mix in terms of the national college basketball scene. Beautiful. Big East tournament coming up at the Garden. Wonderful. And Pitino, you know what I mean? He's just, you've gone through his lumps, made mistakes, acknowledged the mistakes, accepted the mistakes, taken accountability, and kept it pushing. Beautiful thing. So that, and I'm just loving, I can't give you, we're trying to keep this family friendly. I had a little bit of swearing. Okay, but at the halftime speech that he, you know what I mean, that old school, and Pitino's one, he just started with Providence College in the day. Okay, Rick Pitino, Providence College in the day. Shout out to Requiem for the Big East. Check it out, 30 for 30 gold. Requiem for the Big East. Okay, you will not be disappointed. Okay, let's go over to the women's game. Let's show some respect. Let's get Ozzy, Fudd, and Paige Beckers. Pronounce her name right. I see y'all on the cover of Slam magazine. I see it. I'm agreeing with it. I can't get the whole picture here, so I can't share that one. That's not a good. Just give me the. Oh, it's giving me the whole. I can't see the whole. No, that's not. I can't. It's not a good shot. Not a good shot. Now you're messing up my production. That's the shot that I need on the IG. That's what I need right there. On the IG. That's what we need. IG is just. Anybody go to IG to do one thing and then stay for like 20 minutes because they got so many different programs and platforms? Am I the only one? How they do these history, like you wake up and the different history. Like we're gonna get one of those for you before we get up and out of here. But yeah, Ozzy and Paige have gone through the struggles. They've gone through the struggles. They've been injured. Paige was biased. She didn't have Ozzy by her side last year when they made the move. That wasn't an offensive foul, a ridiculous call against Iowa, but with nonsense. Okay, shout out to Caitlin Clark and what she's doing. But this dynamic duo was throwing Carolyn Ducharme, Pride of Milton, Massachusetts. I'm team. I can't, you know what I mean. But I rock with Dawn Staley. I do. Period. Everything about Dawn, how she's built up South Carolina, had to get her, coming from Philadelphia, what she means just in the culture. So South, if I had to pick a team in women's basketball that I rock with, but never mind Aaliyah Boston, the Pride of Boston, that got a natty at South Carolina. Okay. If I had to pick a team, it's going to be the, Gamecocks. That's my, you know what I mean? But respectfully, what Gino did last year, getting to that game with all the injuries and then being in that game against Iowa and Iowa needing a favorable call to break through, which they, you know what I mean? So this UConn team this year, I wouldn't be mad if Gino got himself back into the championship circle and took down the took it all. Okay? I'm really hopeful and encouraged by Juju Watkins on the left coast. But this UConn team, and because they've gone through the adverse, they've had so many injuries that they haven't been together. You haven't seen Paige, Ozzy, and Caroline Ducharme together for years on years, as you saw in previous UConn teams. You haven't seen that. Okay, so I'm watching for them to make a move and a run and to be in a, you know what I mean, to get to the Final Four and just we'll see. Happy for them if they win it, but the South Carolina Gamecocks, again, USC Trojans, Juju, Dawn Staley, you know what I mean, can get it as well. Also, UCLA is good this year. As I said, Notre Dame is good. NC State Wolfpack is good. But watch out for UConn because they've been, that showed me something when they beat the brakes off of South Carolina. Because it's been the other way around in years past. And now the shoe's on the other foot. So the men got it last 2 years. Even though the men have kind of fallen off the pace, but certainly dangerous. This might be the year for the South Carolina women to get the job done. Okay, Debo. Let's discuss this. Debo going to Washington. Let's get Debo for you on the screen. Debo Samuels, you know what it is. Everybody's talking this. Images. Let's get Washington. Yep. They already got it. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I needed. It's what I needed. Okay, so let's get that for you. Look, let's just make this clear right now. Because I made it clear, being from the great state of New Jersey and having family. Okay, this does not mean that the Commanders are better than the Eagles. And I'm not gonna say my Eagles because I wasn't on the bandwagon like that. I was hopeful for the Detroit Lions. I'm not gonna say, that's what actually happened. So it actually happened. But make no mistake about it, I'm thinking about it. What Dan Campbell's in Detroit. Dan Quinn, the Dans. How Dan Quinn went into Detroit and got them up out of there. Hurt my heart. But now you add an additional weapons, and he's already going to turn this thing around. Yeah. Got the brakes beat off of them in the NFC Championship game in Philly. They remember the beatdown. Commanders are now, you know what I mean? And is this a situation where the Commanders have now usurped or are usurping the Detroit Lions just like that in terms of preeminence in the national, in the NFC? Happens in a heartbeat. Lions losing Ben Johnson, taking over the Bears. Blink of an eye is gone. You had 2 years, Detroit. You gave away the one NFC Championship game. Guys missed dropping passes. That wasn't on Dan Campbell. That was on the players not executing. Wide open passes. Check the tape. It was there. Yeah, they could have get the field goal here, could have get the field goal there. Those plays were there. Players got jitters. That's not on Dan Campbell. The beatdown this year is on Campbell. Too many players on the field, all their other ridiculousness. My heart hurts for Detroit. That city was rocking, was prepared, and that was a tough loss any given Sunday. But now Washington, they look like, hey, Eagles, you done served notice. You done brought prosperity back to the city of brotherly love. But Cal, what? This NFC East now. Eagles, Commanders, and everybody else. Giants didn't want Saquon, dumpster fire. Cowboys don't know what to do with Dak and Micah, podcasting. I don't know. But the top of that division, looking like the best two teams in the conference. Okay, Green Bay, I see you. San Francisco, who knows what you're doing out there. But this is something. Because they got it moving, new ownership group, enthusiasm, and they look like they look like they're trying to put this thing in overdrive. Trying to send this thing into overdrive out here. So respect. They done got my attention. They done got my attention. No two ways about it. So we're gonna do. We got to talk about. What's going on right now. I don't have the pay-per-view connect. So I don't have the pay-per-view connect to see Tank Davis against Roach. I don't have that. But we got to talk about, this is something I got from the late, great Bernie Mac. Shout out to Maybe You'll Never Cry Again, which is on Audible. Audible is off the charts. Audible is off the charts in terms of the content and what they have, and so on and forth. And I just go through my IG is just so much. There's so much like slice of life stuff that is super duper real, and we share some of that with you. A little bit of those. I don't know how you feel. That's how I feel. I feel like, man, you guys are just giving me bars. And so we're going to have a little bit of that as we conclude the show. I need to come over here. So we got the IGs, and this is where the production value dips a little bit, in this in-between time. It's in between time. But in terms of Tank Davis and Javonte, I'm going Tank. And I didn't even say it right because Tank Davis is Javonte. It's two things. It's two things that we have to get to. Let me just pull this up. Let's pull it up before. Hold on. Let's pull it up on the screen, right? So shout out to the late, great Bernie Mac. If you're on the Audible, go ahead and check out Maybe You'll Never Cry Again. It's off the charts. Audible is tremendous. But one of the things that I learned from the late, great Bernie Mac, folks, life is that heavyweight fight. Okay? You got to protect yourself at all times. Right? Protect yourself at all times. Your stance. Hey! That's how we have to approach every day in life, folks. Right? Every day we get up, you know what I mean? And things are going on, and, whatever the case may be. Whatever's getting you frustrating, you gotta get up and give that effort every single day. This is how life comes at you. And you gotta be ready to, you gotta get to that point. The late great Bernie said, life is that. Hey! We got, slip, we duck. We gotta do this one more time. So for tonight's bout, folks, I'm going with Tank Man. I'm going with the Tank Man. I see one person rocking with me. I appreciate it. This is how we got to do every day in life. Ready for it. Hey. Right? Because that's how life coming at you. Ba-ba. And we got to be ready at all times. We got to be ready at all times. We got to get one more. We got to get one more for you. Oh, we're not ready for this. The reason that, you know what I mean? That's how we approach life on a day-to-day basis. One more quick clip. SandCity have been with you for about an hour and 45 on this check-in, on this episode. You know what I mean? Because they got heavy hands out there, folks. They got heavy hands out there.
Fight here.
10 seconds of this fight. Frank Gore looked at the clock. He could be He just got it! Oh my God! Will McKnight!
Whoa!
That's a football player.
Dave.
Life got them heavy hands.
With 10 seconds left of round 4.
What did I say? What did I tell you? Fight
here. Only his second
10
fight,
seconds
folks.
of this fight.
Come on.
Frank Gore looked at the clock. He could be He just got it! Oh my God!
Come on back. Come on back. Hey. What's going on? Come on now. The connection is good. Come on. No. Come on back.
Fight here.
Everybody has a plan.
Fight. Frank Gore looked at the clock.
Everybody has a plan.
Oh my God! Will McKnight!
So they get.
Whoa! What a knockout, Dave!
That's a football player.
With 10 seconds left of round 4.
What did I say?
Out.
What did I?
Frank Gore's not even a boxer. He's a football player. What did Mike Tyson say? Everybody has a plan until they get socked in the mouth. Yeah, everybody got that plan until they get socked in the mouth. So you gotta just, you gotta protect yourself at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Do we have any more? Sometimes I get, you know what I mean, on my Twitter check-ins. There's just so much. There's just so much material. I don't think we have anything. We'll have some more of the slice of life. We'll have some more of the slice of life for you on the next episode. But again, we're going with the Tank Man against Roach. We're going with Tank Man against Roach. That fight right now should be kicking off. It's 11 o'clock. We don't have the pay-per-view connection on SandCity Sports just yet. Maybe going forward, we're going to have the pay-per-view connect. But we don't have it right now. We're getting to that level. But just going through, once again, in terms of the back to forth, Commanders made a serious move with Debo, moving up the ladder in the NFC. They're not above my Eagles, the Eagles. Okay. They're not above the Eagles. But I feel, have usurped the Detroit Lions. I'm saying that. Okay. And we could have the two best teams in the NFC playing in the same division. The NFC East, not the least no more, the NFC East. And shout out to Detroit. Shout out to Dan Quinn. Shout out to the new ownership group, which includes Magic Johnson. They making power moves. Ozzie Fudd, Paige Beckers, they on one. Okay. They looking like that they coming up for and yes, women's basketball is beautiful basketball, outstanding basketball. We're in March now for the madness. So UConn, Juju on that beat, USC, South Carolina Gamecocks, UCLA Bruins, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We got great team. It's wide open, but UConn is dangerous. UConn is dangerous. Watch UConn and put some respect on the UConn alum, Diana Taurasi, the White Mamba, retiring from the game, still going to contribute mightily, but shout out to the White Mamba. But UConn is dangerous on the men's side. They're dangerous on the women's side. Watch them. NBA, anybody's ball game, Cleveland Cavaliers, Oklahoma City Thunder. You are what your record says you are. They are my favorites. Okay. Boston, third. And if you want to be dynastic, you better start getting ready to get down for your crown, because this was supposed to be a coronation year. Other teams have caught up. They have they're right with you. They're right with you. Have they surpassed? I'm not saying that, but it's anybody's ball game in the NBA this season. To get that championship. Shout out to St. John's and Rick Pitino. Okay, Big East champions. First one since 85, 40 years. The Big East is back, folks. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. And this has been a good check-in. I am your host, the Cape Cod Kid, artist formerly known as Andre King. Thank you so much for tuning into SandCity Sports. We do this. It's about sports. It's about culture. This is the Passion Project, okay? And finding that positive thing that you have within you. You don't let the 9-to-5 grind take it away. You don't let your responsibilities take it away, okay? You do those things, those positive and productive things that lift you up, because that's what allows all the other things to be done, and be done effectively and with enthusiasm and with grace, okay, and all of that other good stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you again the next time. Peace!